Oh shit, you know what? It's November and I haven't reviewed a Rugrats game yet this year. I was reminded that I hadn't reviewed a Rugrats game this year because they very recently announced a totally new Rugrats game. Rugrats Adventure in Gameland, which looks alright. I'm looking forward to it when it finally comes out. So it's time we rectify that with Rugrats in Paris, a game on the PlayStation 1. If it wasn't obvious already, Rugrats in Paris is based on the film of the same name. Interestingly, a few of these games actually managed to come out before the movie itself, the North American version at least, I mean. Rugrats in Paris were released in North America on November 8th of 2000, with the European release coming months later on March 30th of 2001. This time, we have a totally new setting, it being the whimsical world of Euro Reptar Land, a location established in the movie as well. While this game also does borrow a handful of things from the movie itself, it also cuts out the main antagonist, so no Coco LaBouche or Jean-Claude, unfortunately. Some ninja do show up occasionally, so I guess that's cool enough. Plot-wise, the babies find out from newcomer Kimmy that Euro Reptar Land is a sad place today because Robo-Snail has kidnapped the geisha princess, ushering in 10,000 years of darkness, of course. Guardian of the Park Reptar doesn't know his princess has been kidnapped, so he's just off fucking around somewhere, I guess. God, there's something weirdly uncanny about the babies in the game this time out. Like, graphically, I know they're much better looking than in the previous games I've played, but something is just weird. I think it might be the mouths, especially Angelica's. It is pretty impressive, though, that there's only a gap of about 1 year between this game and Studio Tour, though maybe it looks much better because it's a completely different studio doing it this time out. Instead of N-Space, this time out, our Rugrats game was developed by Avalanche Software, who seem to mostly have done a lot of licensed video games, a couple of port jobs for Midway back in the day, the Disney Infinity series, too. They also did the PS1 games Rampage World Tour and Rampage Through Time, which were games I was pretty fond of when I was young. On top of them, they were also responsible for the Tak and the Power of Juju series of games. Huh, holy fuck. They made the absolute bomb known as Dragon Ball Z Sagas. That's rough, buddy. Surprisingly, though, these guys are still around today, most recently having made Hogwarts Legacy. What a crazy studio history. Back to our story, though, Kimmy lets the babies know that the park has a special helmet which can communicate with Reptar, and all they need to do is go get it. They get the helmet, they can let Reptar know the princess is in trouble, and he can save her. And how are we going to be doing that? Are we going to have an epic adventure where we battle ninja and evil villains too? Nope, nothing super fun like that. Much like its predecessor Studio Tour, Rugrats in Paris is a collectathon gamer, and you acquire red and gold Reptar tickets to afford various prizes. You do this by either playing the various minigames sprinkled throughout the park's various locations, or by just plucking them off the ground as you explore the game's new settings. So yeah, it's another bunch of minigames, except in Europe this time, so much worse than being set in America by default. Unlike the other Rugrats games on PS1 though, this one lets you pick what character to play for the whole game, with all the classics available to select, of course. Tommy, Chucky, Phil, Lil, Angelica, and the newcomer, of course, in Kimmy. Susie Carmichael is apparently not allowed in Europe. Strangely, no Dill either, but I mean, that's no great loss, I gotta be honest with you guys. I opted to pick Phil, since he's the gross one and the most underrated baby, at least in my opinion. God, what a strange sentence. After picking a character, you're plopped into the main entrance of Euro Reptar Land, and yeah, game's your oyster now. You really have no guidance or recommended path to go on here. Your only real goal is to collect 16 gold tickets so you could buy the Reptar Control helmet and save the princess. At first, I thought the entrance was the only area I had access to, at least until I unlocked the rest of the park, I mean. Meaning for a brief period of time, I thought I could only play one minigame, which was ball tossing. Hit X amount of targets by hurling baseballs at them. Hit enough to advance to the second round. Do that again, you'll get to the final round, which now limits how many balls you have, upping the difficulty. I do that successfully though, because I'm a badass, and I earned my first golden ticket.
I've got a golden ticket.
I collect a bunch of red tickets as well, and end up making my first pilgrimage to the gift shop, and peruse the wares available to me. Using my massive brain, I recalled in the entrance plaza there was a picture of the spyglass on the ground. Lo and behold, the gift shop was selling one. Mind you, at this point, I still thought I could only access the entrance area, so I figured, hey, if I buy the spyglass, that will probably unlock the next area too. So I drop on my red tickets on purchasing the spyglass, head to the tile, and unlock a fucking slideshow. Nothing else. just some pictures. It's here I despaired quite a bit. I thought I was trapped in the entrance forever, doomed to just throw baseballs for eternity, but you actually can just hop on the monorail and go to the other parts of the park at any time you want. I am a victim of my own overthinking. Euro Reptar Land has 5 whole areas to explore, with most of those locations offering golden tickets to earn, having 1 main activity to enjoy, and 1 activity related to a purchasable item in the gift shop. Exploring the golf park next, I play a 9-hole round of golf to try to earn that damn golden ticket. I like that the one through line of all the Rugrats game I've played so far is mini golf of all things. Though sadly, once again, there isn't a man taunting you this whole time. That's actually in the bumper car activity instead.
Oh yeah? Well, at least I'm party trained.
Yeah, well, you're French. This time out, though, it's completely changed how the mini-golf game works control-wise, replacing the classic golf swing meter with a simple power bar. It still functions fundamentally the same, but I feel like misses on the whole are way more common than they were in previous games. Things are just like way more fucky here. Humorously, there was one time the game said I sunk the ball perfectly, but it just kept on rolling.
Nice shot!
At least I got a good laugh out of this fucking series of holes. And a golden ticket too. It really made those annoyances worth it. I headed to Oogie Boogie World next because, I mean, what theme park is complete without a booger-based area? It was the best part of Mystery Flesh Pit National Park, after all. The main game here is gliding a booger car across snot to do either A, pop balloons, or B, make all of these animatronic animals play a tune in harmony. When I started doing the booger races, I realized this game was really missing a restart button. You can only quit the activity and head back inside to start once again. Or lose, and have to do that as well. A restart option would have been really nice here, especially for the animal one. The margin of error for this one was razor thin. You really only get 1 shot at doing this, and fun fact, the easiest way to do it is to head all the way to the top of the map and work your way down from there. Booger World conquered, I headed to Reptar Island, which has 2 whole main activities. First off, just being skee ball. I sussed out pretty quickly that I could just click right twice and with the ball at max power to reliably beat this one. The follow-up Reptar bumper cars were fairly easy as well. All 3 variants are actually pretty piss easy, I can't lie. Yes, I know I'm calling a children's game piss easy, but I've played some pretty difficult kiddie games in my time, okay? Let me have this one. Anyway, I feel like the hockey variant should have given me teammates to play with against a full team of ninja. It would have been way more fun than just going one-on-one for some reason. The one where I had to shake people down for their balloons was kinda odd to me too, though, since just how much force was needed and where I needed to hit my opponent seemed to be quite a bit hinky. Oh well, it got beaten, 1 attempt at least. Princess Theater is our next area, and honestly it holds the minigame that is definitely the most fun out of all of them, and it isn't just a boring carnival game either. Chucky Chan. Yeah, it's a pretty simple game, breaking blocks and beating up living dummies who I personally think have a bit too generous an amount of iframes on knockdown. But still, doing tatsus into boards is far more fun than the fucked up golf and kinda lame array of carnival games too. Well, I feel like the song itself should play here. Was the song Chucky Chan out before this game? No idea. After that, and tossing my cookies, I head on over to the final main game, Whack-A-Ninja. It's just whack-a-mole. Fine, but that's it for the most part. And, well, I don't exactly have the 16 golden tickets to buy the helmet yet. This poses a problem for me, because I want to be done now. Now, as it turns out, a lot of the main activities can get you 2 whole golden tickets if you do extremely well in them. But if you're not into perfect play, that's where the red tickets come in. They're what can purchase the extraneous items in the gift shop, which enables certain other games around the map that also give you golden tickets, of course. Thankfully, red tickets are sprinkled very liberally throughout the overworld, and pretty typically crop up in the minigames you'll play as well. Mercifully also, red tickets also respawn on the overworld every time you leave an area, or when you collect all the tickets and then leave the area. One of the two. So it's pretty easy to hoard up the required amount of tickets to purchase the needed items to earn some more golden tickets. So I scrounge up the tickets needed to play 2 more different minigames. I did all the jigsaw puzzles, which are all these quick puzzles that are fairly easy to solve. And I also unlocked this other game where you control a frog on a lily pad and you eat bugs. Though for this one, I'm not sure why the frog has voice lines. Best not to think about it, I suppose. This one was kind of easy, but I can't lie, the fact that you can eat multiple bugs at once is kind of annoying. Mainly because it makes eating the bees, also known as the bugs that stun you for a bit if you eat them, way too easy to do. As for the other items in the gift shop, I have no idea what they're for. The pencil and the Reptar balls, they do something, I'm sure, but I didn't bother since I had enough tickets to get the damn helmet finally. I go get it, head down into a sub area of the park, and use my newly acquired helmet to talk to Reptar himself, which activates the final level of the game, Reptar versus Robo Snail. In the climax of the game, you take control of Reptar to battle the evil Robo Snail. Yeah, this ain't War with the Monsters, that's for sure, but it's fine. This is definitely a good enough reward for a kid after a fairly boring grind through the main game. It's good they understood that the final level of a game should be something cool like Reptar Zolo from Search for Reptar. You beat down Robo Snail and save the princess, thusly winning the game. The credits roll with the game telling you to try again, but this time on a harder difficulty. I didn't do that, but I watched a YouTube upload, and all that changes is the message itself. So I'm good game, really. So that's the end of Rugrats in Paris. Thoughts? It's okay. Really, I don't think it's better than Search for Reptar, but I would put it above Studio Tour at least. The minigames are fine, but just kind of boring and typical. Nothing crazier like Studio Tour or episode-based like in Search for Reptar. Some more fantastic stuff like Chucky Chan probably would have helped this game stick out a bit more in the grand scheme of things. It is nice to have a character select though. They had one super fun minigame at least too, and that's all I got for super positives. I'd probably have better things to say about this one had I played it as a lad versus just getting to it now, but a game made for kids can be fun for adults too. Hell, I still love playing Search for Reptar after all. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. As always, dearest reviewers, my name is HadesManticore, and this here channel is CityStateManticore. Thanks a ton for watching. If you did, feel free to drop a like and a comment too. Be sure to subscribe as well, since, as always, there's more content to come. I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.